What is up, Gamer Army and Retro Gaming Army? I want to welcome you back to Psycho Gamer, and today we are going to do one of my famous in-depth videos. What are we going to take a look at? We're going to take a look at one of the titles that was just recently announced by Arcade1up for release later on this year. We are going to take a look in this video at the Miss Pac-Man Galaga 1981 cabinet. So if you haven't had a chance to hit that like and subscribe, now is your chance to do it, because I really appreciate all of you that do. And we're going to take a look at this right after this intro. All right, like I said, guys, I welcome you back for this in-depth look at Miss Pac-Man and Galaga 1981. So we're going to take a look at the actual cabinet itself, but we're also going to compare it to the dimensions and the size of the original, which I have a couple links pulled up here so that we can actually take a look at these machines. So first off, what we're looking at is the Arcade1up website. So obviously we can see how this particular cabinet is going to look in terms of the art, the style, the marquee, as well as the actual riser itself. Now, this is going to be a similar size to a majority of the other Arcade1up cabinets, which for this essentially being a single player game at a time, this is probably going to be the best size that you're going to actually see. So what are we going to read about all this stuff? We're going to read the information. We're going to take a look at the pictures. So here's what they have on their site. It's time to class it up with the class of 81, brought to you by Arcade1up. This stunning Miss Pac-Man Galaga split arcade machine is your way to recapture an authentic arcade experience in a home form factor. Redefining family game rooms, game caves, and even home offices, Arcade1up machines have quickly become absolute must-haves for retro game enthusiasts and pop culture collectors. They play great, look great, and are instant conversation pieces. Now, many of you who have your own home arcades now, you have entire man caves or closets or garages or your entire house full of these machines. You definitely would agree with this, that this would be an amazing one to get. Features and specifications. Let's start with the marquee games. Celebrating 40 years of enduring fun. Power up that nostalgia with the iconic Miss Pac-Man. I'm sure that's kind of a shock that that's actually in this. As you guide her through those infamous mazes while evading Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Sue, then fend off endless descending swarms of alien armies with Galaga. Gotta love Galaga. Oh, and that's just the start of the phenomenal game list packed inside. They have Galaga 88, Galaxian, Dig Dug 2, Mappy, Rally X, Rolling Thunder, Rompers, Tower of Druaga, and King and Balloon. All are included in this one Arcade1up machine. Now, many of the games that are coming out or have come out have only come out with just a couple of games. You look at a couple of the upcoming titles such as Simpsons and Ninja Turtles, there's still only like 2 games on those, and those are 4-player games. So it's kind of crazy that this many games is going to be released on this one cabinet. Now, a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, I can go to one of these other guys and get a cabinet for the same price and get dozens and dozens and dozens and hundreds of games, or have the ability to install that on there. This is true, yes, but they're not going to give you this true look and feel for your home of a true arcade machine that doesn't look like just some generic thing that somebody put together. Sorry, guys, it's true. Now let's talk about eye appeal. Gorgeous cabinet design and artwork that perfectly captures that throwback look. Yep, a matching riser is included if you need it to give it some lift. So if you're a little taller, you'll definitely need a riser. If you're much taller, you're going to need a riser for your riser, which Arcade1up doesn't sell, but there are some third-party companies that you can take a look at online to make it where it can be another foot taller if you need it to be that high, or even 6 inches would really make a big difference when it comes to these machines. 12 games, 1 arcade machine, unlimited retro gaming fun. Add the Miss Pac-Man and Galaga class of 1981 from Arcade1up to your home, and it's game time anytime. No quarters required. Here's the specifications. Accessories included will vary by retail partner. So, you know, some of those other ones that have come out in the past, they've released variations that come with stools. Some have marquees that light up. Some have different art on the risers. So you got to take a look at what each particular vendor is going to have. Is Best Buy going to have the same thing as GameStop, or is the Brick and the Brick Canada, are they going to have the same things together? So there's a lot of different things you have to look at when it comes to what you want to get. So a custom shaped cabinet design, 12 games in one. You have your custom riser, assembled dimensions, 57.8 inches, which is your typical size, 19 inches wide, which is still dinky for some people, and the depth is 22.75 inches. I need to kind of flip that around there. Maybe make it 19 inches deep and 22.75 inches wide. What do you guys think? That extra 3 inches will help a lot, especially if they want to put maybe a bigger screen like everybody really wants them to have. Box dimensions, we're not going to go into that because it's just a box. It is an 80-pound cabinet, though. Real feel arcade controls, coinless operation. Adjustable variable volume, clear deck protector. You got the anti-tip over strap, which you can kind of screw into your wall so it doesn't fall over because they're kind of thin. On-screen game selections, in-game settings menu, plugs into the AC outlet, easy assembly, and by Tastemakers. And here's the most important thing that most people are looking at, that it is fully licensed. People don't want some cheap Chinese knockoff. And some people are like, I don't care, I'll make it work, whatever. So these are just the games that they're showing here. Now we're going to take a look at the actual physical look of the machine, which I'm sure you guys were looking forward to. So you have the beautiful art style of this particular machine. Now, one thing that I have noticed, though, you have a live button. What does that mean? It means if this picture is correct, that you're going to be able to play online with other people with some of these games. Don't have friends or family that are living with you, so you can't play two-player Pac-Man or Galaga or anything like that. You can go online and play with some of your friends. Now, what we're looking at here, you have your off and on volume control. You have your 1 and 2 players there. You have your joystick, which hopefully the joystick's a little bit better. I did have a chance to play the Pac-Man one that you can go and give a try at most of your local Best Buys, and it's okay. You have your basically your firing buttons over here. I'm assuming one of these is probably going to be for Dig Dug for the pump. There's your left side artwork, very traditional looking Miss Pac-Man. You have your right side with your traditional looking Galaga here. And you look at it kind of like a little bit of 45-degree angle. You can kind of get a better look at how the art is actually going to have. You can almost take a line and draw right down the middle and see, hey, this side's Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, this side is Galaga. Now, is it exactly like it is from the actual original arcade cabinet? Well, we're going to take a look at that comparison here in just a moment. So I do like that they have the class of 1981 down here with Miss Pac-Man and your Galaga ship there as well. So I do like that they added that on there. It gives a little bit of flair, I guess you could say. There's your 45-degree angle from your Galaga side. And there's your straight profile of your favorite cabinet that you really, really want to get. So, and we're back. So one of the things that I saw is this is going up for pre-order, I believe, in either August or September. So it's coming very soon. Now, I know a lot of people are asking, like, well, where's the X-Men title? From what I understand, they're supposed to be releasing that very, very soon as well. So we're going to take a look at Amazon and take a look at the actual physical cabinet itself. So you can see they actually had the 20-year reunion. Obviously, this is not 20 years anymore. You can take a look. You have the coin area right here as well. Now, the one thing that I do notice the biggest difference is your control deck. So this is going to be something that a lot of you people are going to go out of your way to find, decals and stickers and things like that to really make it pop, which is perfectly fine. Now, the buttons are a little bit different. As you can see, you have your 1 and 2 players here. You only have a single button over here for Galaga. Now, because there are going to be some other games in there, obviously they had to add those extra buttons, 1 and 2 player buttons for Galaga and some of the other titles that are going to actually be in there. So you can definitely see that there's a big difference between these. So you get your, up here, I'm assuming that's where your speakers normally would be. Now, in terms of the game dimensions, this thing is 68 inches high. Obviously, that is your full-sized arcade cabinet. 33.25 inches deep and 24.5 inches wide. So it has significant height difference over the actual Arcade1up. So 68 inches high, and this was how tall? 57.8 inches. So you're talking almost a foot taller. You're talking like 10, 11 inches. So that's pretty tall. So if you get yourself another riser, then that would add another foot to there. Hey, you'd be money then in that case. I can already see people planning out their mods for some of these cabinets. But I think the biggest thing is going to be the control deck there, because it doesn't pop quite like what you're going to have on the actual arcade cabinet. So, but that's okay. It kind of gives us the ability to be creative on these particular cabinets. You know, just plain black right there. They could have filled it in with another decal, or put Miss Pac-Man and put the Galaga ship up here as well as down here. They could have done a few different things, at least in my opinion, to make it pop a little bit more. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be a title that you're going to want to get? I know that there's a billion different Pac-Man machines that they've already released. Super Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, you know, and they've got a billion different kinds of Pac-Man games on them. But I think this is going to be a title that is going to stand out more than some of those other ones. Yeah, you can still have your big yellow container or your big yellow cabinet of Pac-Man and your standard Miss Pac-Man, but this is going to give you a little more to talk about with your friends and with your family. Like, oh man, this is awesome. Where did you get this? And you're gonna tell them, and they're gonna want to rush out and buy their own, because hey, nobody can afford $3,500 or $3,000, as you just saw in that last screen, just by Amazon. That's not even including shipping. You're probably looking at $500 to $1,000 just to ship that thing, and that's insane. The fact that you can get that in this cabinet where it's going to be about $500 or $600, then have at it. I'm hoping it's going to be more around $400, because, you know, it is kind of a standard cabinet, not your large ones like you're having with the Ninja Turtles or NBA Jam or any of those other 4-player cabinets. But I have a feeling because of the increase of licensing fees, also the increase in costs of wood. Yes, it's kind of cheap particle board that they're doing here, but the fact of the matter is it's still considered wood, and the price is still going to go up. Same with the components. You look at the different components that are out there right now that are getting harder and harder to find, especially microprocessors. Look at the PlayStations and Xboxes. Look at graphics cards. You can't find those things unless you buy them off a scalper, which is really, really sad. So that's just my little soapbox. Sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I wanted to come back and make something special for you guys, and this is one of the few that I'm going to be doing over the course of hopefully the next week or so, kind of going over these particular cabinets with you. But if you guys haven't liked and subscribed, now's your chance to go ahead and do it. We're here for you. Not for me. I don't make any money. Haven't made that far yet. But I appreciate all you guys coming out, leaving all the great comments, and really not fighting and arguing. That makes me feel really good when it comes to the gaming community we're building here. So until next video, guys, which will be soon, have fun and game on.